Welcome back, and today we're gonna be talking about Bofuri episode 7, and the whole guild is gearing up for the upcoming event. So like always, let's just jump into it. So episode 7 of Bofuri is pretty much gearing up for the upcoming events that's gonna happen in the game. Remember, we got 2 events that are gonna happen here shortly. The 3rd event, we don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but we know the 4th event is gonna be like a guild event. That's why Maple and her, like all her friends, are trying to get stronger, because when the guild event comes around, pretty much everybody's gonna have to pull their own weight in order to get like a good placement, I'm guessing. But all the characters kind of go on their own path, trying to get like either new gear, new skills, and pretty much just get stronger. And this episode really just reminded me of when I used to play video games or MMOs with my friends, where, you know, either one of us wanted like a new character, and, you know, we got the highest level characters already. So one of us will go ahead and be like, okay, you want a new character? Go ahead and create it, and then I'll just power level you. And we see this. Maple is power leveling both May and Yui. And they were trying to beat this boss over and over and over. They were just grinding like dungeons, the same dungeon over and over. And due to them beating it so fast and so many times, they got 2 new skills. Yui and May, they both got a skill that pretty much doubles their strength, and they're like Maple. They're putting all of their points into strength, so they're crazy strong. And then on top of that, they got another skill that lets them pretty much hold a 2-handed weapon into a one-handed, just one-handed weapon. So they get these 2 big, pretty much maces or hammers made out of like crystals that the guild blacksmith made for them, and they're gonna be broken. I have a feeling this whole guild is just gonna be broken, because on top of that, right, we see the other character, Koromu, the other shield character. He goes into a dungeon by himself and beats the dungeon. Now this dungeon had a little caveat to it, right? If you had died in the game like 4 or more times, and you go into this dungeon, that's the only way you can go into this dungeon if you had 4+ deaths. And I guess this dude is dying a lot. And you beat the dungeon by yourself, you get this whole new armor. And that dude looks badass, okay? When he got that new armor, he looks like a ninja / tank with a sword slashing everything. Badass. And then we also see the other character, Kanade. He gets another one of those puzzle pieces, and like he solves it, and he gets another like box, or what he calls it, a staff, which I don't know if the dude's ever seen a staff, but that is not it, okay? That is not a staff, that is a cube. I've seen a lot of staffs, okay? I played a lot of MMOs. That is not a staff. I don't care what anybody says. That's not a staff, it's a cube. Anyways, this cube kind of works in tandem with the first cube that he has. The first cube lets him get a random skill every day, and it could be, you know, an OP skill, it could be whatever, it's just a random skill. But this box lets him store like skills that use MP, and he can use it later pretty much at no cost, and it's like an instant skill. Now he has to pay for it when he stores it, like he has to pay the mana and all that. But if he were to get like an OP skill that he can use for later, he can store it in there and then use it later at his own convenience, right? Like if he has, you know, mining for the whole day, he don't want to use it that day, or he has, well, I don't know if mining would require MP, but like if he has a powerful spell that, you know, he don't need it for that day because, you know, he's not fighting anything, he could save it and then use it later, like when they're PvPing or doing an OP dungeon or boss. And then we also see Maple gets a couple of new skills, okay? The first one was just a kind of like comedy, funny thing, right? Because she went to where the other girl is, and she was training to get a new skill. And she can pretty much just create like sheep fluff, and you just become this fluffy thing. And of course, Maple style, she goes and combines poison into it. So now she becomes a huge freaking ball of poison that can just roll around and then do crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see that skill sometime later with the events that are coming. But the main thing that happened in this episode was, if again, Maple always finds a way to become more OP, okay? And it was kind of funny because the way it all started was Maple found like a couple NPCs, and the NPCs in this world and in this game, they really do act like NPCs, okay? Like if you compare it to like Infinite Dendrogram, like the anime, which is also like an MMO style, same genre as Bofuri, you know, the NPCs over there really act like humans. They're like real intelligent. You can't tell them apart from humans and players, and they really do act like regular humans. But here, they actually do act like NPCs. Like, they have dialogue that they repeat. They have, you know, just like your typical NPC in any game. Which is kind of, you know, it's kind of cool because you think in this time where VR, you can literally just dive in and you can feel everything and the world is alive and everything. The NPCs will be more fleshed out, but that's not the case. So Maple, you know, she's nice and she's trying to do something. So she gets involved in this chain quest, which just brings back memories. Because, I mean, how many quests have I not done in WoW or Final Fantasy 14 where they are chain quests? You do one quest and then the NPC gives you another one back to back. And, you know, it started out like really simple. Like, it was an escort mission where Maple had to take the mother of the sick child into like deep into the forest to get pretty much get like a elixir that would heal the daughter. And, you know, when we see Maple being OP, she pretty much gets her turtle again and she just rides it on top of all the monsters. No combat whatsoever. You know, easy peasy. Maple, she'll find a way to break everything. And this is where the NPCs kind of go into NPC mode, right? Because she gets over there, gets the potion, then heads back. And once the NPC crosses that threshold, right, like her programming, she pretty much says, ooh, thank you, you know, it was so hard and all that. But really, it was not hard whatsoever, okay? Maple flew through this thing. Literally flew over the whole quest with no problems. And, you know, you think, oh, that's going to be it. You know, she's probably going to get like an item and then she's going to move on and do other crazy things. But no, the quest continues because the elixir didn't heal the daughter. And then it turns out that the second quest, you had to go back into like the first level and there was a ring in there that's supposed to heal the daughter. And lo and behold, Maple already has the ring. And again, it's not that crazy to think that that could happen because I've been in multiple games where I'm doing quests and I stumble upon an item and I pick it up and later on, oh look, it's for this quest. Now I don't have to do the quest. I already have the item, easy experience, quest completed, move on to the next one. And she had the ring, gave it to the daughter, and it turns out again that it's not really the end of the quest. There is more. She has to go and pretty much rescue the daughter from like a small dungeon where a bunch of ghosts and stuff, like she was possessed by a demon or a ghost, and they all attacked Maple, and there was too many for her to use Devour, okay? There was just too many. But since she completed the whole quest line, right, in the correct order, she pretty much was able to just not even fight. Like the holy water took care of all the ghosts and, you know, saved the day. She saved the kid. But on top of that, now the kid goes into a sleep and a coma and she's not waking up. So long and behold, we get into the final part, and this is where Maple gets OP, okay? I mean, who's gonna beat this guild when it comes to the fighting, okay? Maybe Payne. We still have not seen what Payne can do. But essentially, Maple gets a new skill from completing this quest where she becomes like an angel almost, right? Like the perfect protector, like a guardian angel. The skill is called Loving Sacrifice. So she pretty much creates like a ring, right? Like an AoE where anybody who's standing in there pretty much gets Maple's cover. And since she's maxing out vitality and she's unkillable and she's OP and nobody can kill her and Maple's the strongest thing ever in this game, anybody that's in that circle is pretty much invincible. Now, I'm pretty sure whenever we get into the whole guild event and Payne and Maple face off, because at the end of the episode, it was being kind of foreshadowed by the comments that, you know, Maple should just be the last boss in the game. And they're like, well, there's only one person that's over level 60, and they're talking about Payne. So what's going to happen when these two characters meet? It's about to go down. And I'm definitely can't wait for this because we get to see Payne a little bit, and he recognizes that the guild, Mapple Tree, which is Maple's guild, is somebody to be careful of, right? You have to pay attention to this guild because they're pretty OP. The characters are popular. They're known for being OP. I mean, Maple, come on. She's breaking the game. Every time she does something, she breaks the game to a whole new level, okay? So Payne is definitely looking out for Maple because he thinks she's a threat, and she definitely is. So they're going to use the third event to kind of like scout Mapple Tree and see what all like the members of that guild can do and how powerful they are to come up with a plan to beat them later on when the fourth event kicks off. And I'm telling you, I already see this when Maple and Payne face off. Oh my, it's gonna be insane. So I cannot wait. So like always, let me know what you thought of this episode. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.